What the fuck is up, guys? Me and Crizzy did it. We're finally here. I'm so sorry. I liked that take. I'm so sorry. I really liked that
Continue,
sentence.
continue.
We're gonna roll with it. I can redo it. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. What the fuck is up, guys? You said it like you were like you were formally addressing a crowd, like the way your voice said it, but it was such like a non-casual sentence. Like I just imagine like Obama stepping up to a podium and be like, "Well, what the fuck is up, guys? My fellow Americans, what the fuck is up?"
I thought that was the right tone to have.
Just like, what the fuck is up, guys?
I'm rolling with it. I'm rolling with it.
Yeah, I said to.
I'm sorry.
Continue announcing our podcast.
Alright. Being nervous aside, the nerves were gone, but now they're back. What's up? It's the Garage Pod. Me and Crizzy. You guys heard the mixtapes, hopefully. If not, go. SoundCloud, come the fuck on. I think they're just on my page, but all the links in the description. It's a YouTube, you know. And
The
if you're
worst
on
one is on Spotify. If you wanna, if you wanna listen to Spotify.
crazy, but you know, but yeah, no, I mean, I'm Goyard Sad Boy. This is Crizzy White. You know, my partner in crime for this ride, and
And Secret Lover.
Secret Lover. Except I'm doing it out in the public. On God.
I have a girlfriend, so he is my secret. But it's okay.
A slam hog, if you will. Now, me and Crizzy, we love talking to each other. We just love yapping. We're like, well, fuck it. Let's come together and let's do some long form content. Um, I know I'm excited for this. I know Crizzy's excited for this.
When we're coming together, it's not very long for him. Sorry, I buzzed quick. Continue.
I'm glad because I thought I was gonna say I bust quick, but I'm glad that we can do this together. But I mean, listen, we're just two guys in the music scene who sometimes make music together, and when we do, it comes out kind of all right sometimes. But
it's gonna be a good solid like 17 seconds of skin slapping with you. Like that's all we're getting. I buzzed.
it kind of, it kind of, it just kind of feels like we're playing Twister with no circle. We're just kind of moving around. But
I tried to find the pussy on him for 3 minutes. Turns out men do not have no pussies.
Yeah, I kind of laid there on the table like a turkey.
I dissected
really my
him.
It was my cross. Anyway, now we've come together in this moment to really show you, life. We're like God. I'm
okay,
God.
can we stop comparing ourselves to God?
I'm sorry. I just looked down at my camera and I was like, holy shit, he's real.
Jesus or me?
Oh. No, I looked at my camera and I looked at like the long hair and the beard and then just my doughy looking eyes. And I was
you
like,
think
yeah,
you're
that guy.
Jesus?
It's gonna be kind of a weekly thing. I think we're looking at every Saturday. We're not gonna be 100%. We don't know yet. But I think that's what we discussed. I'm fine with that. I don't know.
This is going on its
You'll
own
get-
channel.
I'm sorry. I was gonna fit a spot in there where I could promote Crizzy White.
It's okay.
I'm
It'll
so
go on,
sorry.
man. It'll go on, man.
So, I mean, Crizzy, is there really anything you want to say, please?
That intro was 5 minutes long.
I'm so sorry.
And we didn't even mention the show that we're doing in May with Jaded Loner and Lost Lane, Parallax.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited for that, honestly.
It's in Muncie, Indiana.
Be here now. In more ways than one. That's the name of the venue. So, as me and Crizzy are both in the music scene, we wanted to kind of talk about some, shit that we really feel about, you know, in the music scene as of late. And with artists like Two Hollis and a lot of like that weird digicore stuff, I don't really know how to explain it. Really hyperpop too. I feel like
Hyperpop.
because I just listen. I just
I,
listen. Well, I just
I
it
know you
made me
mean
think about it.
Hyperpop as well, but I heard it as a Hyperpop 2. Like, there's a sequel.
It's the sequel and it's just as bad. But oh,
Worse.
I had told Crizzy on a call yesterday or some shit, and I was like listening. Cause I told him I just listened to the new Blade album, like as not right when I can't listen to it when it came out, but I like re-listened to it in full again. And we were talking about like how weird it is, how you know Drain Gang kind of just like inspired a lot of the new shit that's going on right now,
I would
and
genuinely argue that Drain Gang has a bigger impact and influence on the music landscape today than Whole Lotta Red by Playboy Cardi does, even in the opium realm, where everybody's trying to be like Cardi right now. I think that started out with Cardi trying to be like Blade and Young Lean, genuinely. Because Cardi looked up to Travis Scott so much back in the day, and Travis Scott is purely influenced by Young Lean. In my opinion, I think that the current music that we have today wouldn't even exist if Drain Gang didn't start off this sound. I
I
genuinely believe
I
that.
I genuinely think when like they like picked up steam in like the early like 2010s, music in the underground at least, because you know
Yeah.
mainstream's gonna always be its thing, in the underground at least, it changed so much. We kind
Well,
of it was like it was like you know with the rise of like EDM and like dubstep too, it showed that oh hey you can take elements from this, you know, mix it with the elements that we know, and then you know it's a whole new thing. And then I think that was you know, basically just what happened, you know, as a result of, you know, Blade, Echo 2K, Young Lean, Tyboy, and all them.
I mean, but if you take a look at even mainstream now, like not even looking at the underground for a sec, we have people like Camilla Cabello trying to do the shit that fucking Cardi and them are doing, trying to find this trap lane. I would argue pop music nowadays is more pop trap than it is genuine pop music. Nothing that's coming out right now sounds like Call Me Maybe or like Good Time by Owl City and them. Like the music sounds like trap now. That's what they play on the radio. They play hip hop, and it's like Travis Scott is such a huge influence on the mainstream when you look at artistry, and if he's directly influenced by Young Lean, like I said, Drain Gang basically created the mainstream landscape today. People just don't know it. Cause like
Yeah.
even Kanye, like you know, Kanye, say what you will about like him as a person and how his legacy's fallen off. Dude has huge influence on music, huge impact. He knows his artistry at least, or at least he used to. He put a huge spotlight on Drain Gang, bro, inviting Young Lean out to make a few songs, which none of them released, but he even respected the art of it. And if someone that d- distant from the Drain Gang sound can recognize how influential that is, that goes to show how many people who don't recognize the influence are also indirectly influenced.
Yeah, and it's you when you look at it on like the surface, yeah, it's easy to say it's kind of weird, and a lot of it is, you know, it's
Yeah.
weird. It's weird sounds you're not super familiar with.
I
It's
genuinely think it's because they don't have an American accent. If it was the exact same music with the exact same lyrics, but it was an American accent, nobody would be saying it's weird. It's just weird because it's a different accent. I
it's
genuinely believe that.
I feel like that's the same with like all like foreign music. Like
Yeah, yeah. Bad Bunny
that's
would be
why
huge if he had an American accent, in the U.S. at least. I mean, he is huge, but like he would be
yeah,
so
he's
big in the U.S.
huge. Could you? I
Yeah,
mean, could you imagine like '80s city pop in like Japan? If
yeah,
we got that, you know, we got our version, which in the '80s I would argue could compete with city pop. I love city pop more though,
yeah, yeah. Me too.
but like you can't deny stuff like Olivia Newton-John, Cyndi Lauper, stuff of that caliber, Pat Benatar even. Like we had our own little, you know, city pop s, but 80s city pop from Japan is such a good era of music that. But if all that was American, Oh, I think it'd be fucking cute. It'd be.
Yeah, that would just be the
You
norm.
would still hear it today. You would, yeah.
That
It
would
would
just
be
be
the norm.
music. Exactly. Because that's the thing is, like,
And
do you realize how big Drain Gang is in Sweden? Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm saying Sword Out shows household names. Like, if they just had an American accent, that would be here too.
There's so much to it. It's the visuals, the
Yeah.
fashion. Because let's be honest, the fashion can be a little questionable sometimes. But then there's moments where I look at the fit and I'm like, okay, bro, pop the fuck off.
Okay,
Young
but
Lean, when he really takes his time, dresses super nice, and I like the way Young Lean looks.
when it comes to fashion, though, the thing is that being weird and different later becomes the norm. Nobody was fucking wearing Rick Owens until fucking Playboy Cardi and them were showing them off, and now Danny owns a pair of Rick Owens, bro. It's like
It's insane.
it is. It's crazy that like one person can rock something that everybody else sees as goofy, and then it just becomes cool. I remember back in my day, Carhartt was looked at as like the redneck brand, and now rappers are wearing Carhartt. Like Uzi reps Carhartt all the time now. It's like that's just crazy to me that like all it takes is one person to say something is cool. I am waiting for Travis Scott to come out and say Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is the best movie he's seen this year. That way I can feel a little validified.
Solidify, yeah, dude. I don't know. That's kind of because like I grew up, really being really into the hypebeast scene.
Yeah.
So like, I saw it with like Off-White before they got the Jordan collab, like, or the Nike collab. Like Off-White was kind of like, oh, it's a little weird. That's a little off.
Yeah.
But then they got that Jordan collab, and like everyone's like, oh, I want the fucking zip ties. And it made it so I couldn't get fucking Off-White Vans.
Yeah, that's another
want
like
Off-White
Vans
Vans.
specifically. That used to be skater brand, and now like everybody like it's just normal to wear now. And that's
The 2016 I think really helped with that. They were really in 2016.
the landscape of fashion in general is leaning more and more punk, like as time goes on.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you noticed that?
I mean,
Have you noticed that? Because it's just becoming normal. People, when I was growing up, nobody wore black clothing that much, unless it was a special event. And now everybody's like, oh yeah, people only wear black now. Like,
little zips. But, I don't know. Cause like I dress kind of weird. Like I don't have like I mean I don't dress like in super weird clothes. I just like to color.
throw up that I identify as fat, I'm trans, slender shirt on the screen, please, Jamie.
Insane.
I say like I'm not editing.
Listen. It's a fire shirt. I still wear it. I wear it to work, but like I like right here, like it's just orange and purple, so I just match it with orange and purple. Like I don't really know fashion. I
Yeah.
just like pieces, but sometimes like Chrome Hearts, like it had its like little name, but then with it being really merged into the rap scene as like a brand to get, they're selling plungers for like made of sterling silver for like
What?
$700.
Wait,
Yeah,
you
dude,
can
look into
dish out
Chrome
your
Heart
shit. You
accessories.
can dish out your shit with Chrome Heart.
Dude, look at Chrome Heart accessories. It's insane.
Chrome
I love
Heart.
Chrome Heart. I love Chrome Heart because I love like I love silver because as a
Oh
big
my
guy,
god, they have a fucking
dude. It's insane.
$2,000 for the plunger. It doesn't even look cooler than a normal plunger. It just looks like a plunger.
It's insane.
That is.
But there is a rapper out there who definitely owns the fucking Chrome Heart plunger. And I wish it was me.
Do you think they ever fucked a bald bitch?
I'd have fucked a. She said I got a comb her. I put that plunger on her head, bitch.
I said I'll go pull your hair whether it's there or not.
Chrome Heart.
Chrome Heart. Chrome.
But I don't. But it's like the whole weird thing with. Not because just thinking about like Blade and Young Lean, because like I remember them being the key that got me into underground music and like the kind of why I started making music. And my early sound is ass, and I didn't figure it out till 7 years later. So if you start it, it's okay if you suck.
Yeah.
If you don't figure it out, you don't figure it out, and you can turn it into something else. There's more than music,
I mean, there's
but
some appeal to not finding a sound in some ways. Like, let's look at people like I know I guess you could say Kojaque finds his sound, but one of the biggest things that people love about Kojaque is that every time he releases something, it sounds different from the last. Like, yeah, it's still that
I
Kojaque sound, but every project is like a different thing from the last.
yeah,
I would
I feel
argue,
like
like, not to like be egotistical this clear off, but like everything I release, yeah, I'm still the rapper guy, whatever in the scene, but it's like everything that I make is like either every album has a different theme or sound to it. Like you can pick apart what's an Ocean's track from what's a Broken Boy 3 from what's Echoes from the like you can pick that apart. I think that
mhm.
that works as like an appeal.
I don't know. I found my sound and I like my sound,
That's fair.
and
I think finding your sound makes it
I
way
don't
easier to
like.
grow than not finding your sound. I genuinely
I
like that
just
for sure. For
I
sure.
just I have a weird voice, so I'm like I don't I can't do singing stuff,
You can
but
definitely train yourself to learn how though. I think that you would have a good singing voice if you practiced like actually trying to learn. Like instead of just
I
doing like a melody at the
forcing
end of
it.
the line. No, like not even
Yeah,
that. Like
I'm
cuz
not
most of the
forcing
time
it.
when you try to
Forcing.
sing, it doesn't sound like singing until like the last word. So you'll be like I just bought a brand new truck. Like you like when it should be I just bought a brand new truck. Like the whole way
Yeah.
through. I think that's your thing. Is you need to fully commit to singing instead of doing the half rap, half singing. If you want to get into singing, like learn how to do it, this is how I did it. And like none of this is out. I would find random ass genres, not the shit I do now. I would try to work on a fucking pop beat and like try to sing
Yeah.
over that and just like do that and eventually you just learn how the keys work. Eventually you just
Mm,
learn. You just got to brute force it pretty much. I guess like you said, just brute force it because it's all
yeah.
about learning. Everybody sings their own way. That's what's different about rapping is that you can hear the way somebody raps and mimic that so easily, but when it comes to singing, it's such a person specific thing. You really have to learn how to do it for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things too where I don't. There's some songs where like I kind of wish I was better at singing because I think they would have
Yeah.
been better. Like Romeo and Juliet, I really like the lyricism. I just
Mhm.
wish I didn't suck.
I mean,
But
that's gonna happen the whole time. Like, even if you're the most proud you've ever been of a song you make tomorrow, 5 years from now, that song's gonna suck to you. Like, it doesn't matter. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
and
You're always
that's
gonna be
I mean,
improving, and that's what's beautiful about it is that you're always growing.
yeah. I mean, it's just I don't know. It's kind of weird because like I don't do music really anymore, so I
Yeah,
don't practice. I don't work on anything because I'm tired. You know, I don't want to. You know, I just want to go to bed. You know, I don't want to
yeah, I feel that.
sit here and listen to beats
Hmm.
or get back into producing or doing anything. Like I don't want to do. I don't. You know, I want if I want to take producing seriously. I just don't have that energy, man.
See, I get that. At the same time, I think what you're kind of missing is just finding a spark. Because I know that you said that you found your sound and you're happy with it, but maybe trying a different sound might actually get
Yeah,
you back into making music because it'd be something new. Because maybe
I will say.
subconsciously you're like, oh, maybe I already reached the peak of what I can do, which is just fucking wrong. Like you'll
No,
never know
I
when you reach
definitely
your peak
don't.
because you'll never reach your peak. That's the thing is you grow and you learn every time you get in the studio. If the song sounds worse than the one before, who cares? You probably learned something from that experience. Like that. That's the way
Yeah,
I see it.
I don't know. I like what I do, but like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be Bones or like Suicide Boys, and I don't want to be.
Yeah.
But like listening through Bones' discography and seeing where he started makes me understand. Okay, like it's so cliche to compare yourself to a
Yeah.
bigger artist, but it's
Hmm.
like when I'm just looking at it simply from his like level of progression, the shit that Bones makes now, sometimes it's just insane.
Yeah,
Like,
but you're not
like
getting blown
paper.
away like that on the songs that you're listening to now.
No, like listening to the songs. Yeah, like I think I'm like 4 or 5 albums deep, and like I'm listening to this stuff. I'm like, oh, this is just like super. It just reminds me of super old Mac Miller, where he's like,
Yeah,
I got Nikes on my feet and backpack of swishers or whatever. He's just saying shit because
yeah,
he's like, oh yeah, I'm braggadocious, whatever, fuck you, and but now he's more like, okay, this, you can tell it's the persona.
yeah,
I feel like Bone, because I'm willing to bet, I don't know how true it is, but I'm willing to bet if you went like if you really had a genuine experience with Bones, he's probably not like the big bad guy he is in his
no.
music. But
Well,
do I believe it's all just a character? No, I believe that he's, probably pretty reserved, kind of like maybe angry all the time. I don't know him, but
yeah. I mean,
you
even you
know,
pointing out that he used to sound like Mac Miller and he has his own sound now, that's pretty accurate to like how you grow in music in general. Is like you start out trying to mimic your influences and then eventually you make your own sound. I mean, you have like Peep was a Bones clone. First of all, he started
yeah,
off as a Bones clone, and now Peep is influential in his own way for making his own sound. It's like Bones started out being inspired by Mac Miller, then now he's Bones. He makes Bones music, and then Peep and Suicide Boys both rode off of what Bones was doing, and now they're doing their own thing. And it's like that's just what
I
happened.
will.
That's how you grow in music: is you find your influences and then you build your own style off of what you're influenced by. That's how music works. That's how I think Drain Gang has influenced the modern era. Because I think half these people who take from Drain Gang don't even know who they are, but they
Yeah,
just hear the influence in other people's music and their own inspirations. That's what I'm saying. Music, it crosses so many boundaries and it's hard to pinpoint where everything came from because it's constantly evolving and constantly changing. You don't know where they got that idea. Who inspired Drain Gang? I don't know, but somebody had to. You know what I mean?
yeah, and I don't know, because it's insane to me because listening to hyperpop, when it was coming out in its prime,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like how maybe Drain Gang fans felt a couple years after all of that stuff started to blow up, like, or just any fans. Like, I like Hollywood Undead, but like after like Day of the Dead, that album came out, I kind of was like, I didn't really like what they were doing after, so I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. But like I feel like hyperpop's falling into that same category, unfortunately, where um
Yeah.
like you had a point earlier
Yeah.
where
The
it was
best
all of the best hyperpop artists, yeah, are doing something different.
Yeah, all the best people that came from hyperpop either turned hyperpop into their own genre, like Breakins, where like you could argue that's hyperpop, but he's not really in any kind of genre right now. He's in like a pop, digi pop lane. I don't know, but like Sebi came from hyperpop, and now Sebi is probably the closest to hyperpop after leaving hyperpop. But look at Glaive now. He doesn't even have the hyperpop bass anymore. If you listen to his new shit, it's like completely different. He has this one song with Curtains that's so fucking good. It's called Live and Direct. I don't know if you've heard it, but it's like
I'm
literally like
probably not.
it literally has like emo trap like Lil Peep type beat. And they are flexing on that bitch hard, and they're going at it with the same energy that they would have on a hyperpop song, and it like blows my mind because it just shows that, oh shit, it's not the instrumentals that carry Glaive. It's because Glaive has a good fucking voice and he has great energy. And like you
Yeah,
don't get that from other artists that started off in the hyperpop scene. A lot of people who were stuck either trying to do that lane or just quit music altogether. It's like they didn't have anything to them other than the hyperpop sound or the hyperpop image. And that's why I think it's important to I think individualism in music is so important. To not worry about what a genre is, to not worry about what the influences are. Focus on yourself and what you want to do, man. That's what I say. If you have an idea in your head, try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't fucking work. I think
the gar-
individualism is the most important thing in any creative measure. In any creative.
yeah, because everybody hates falling into that fucking like umbrella of, oh yeah, you're just another failed blank.
Yeah.
Like, you're another failed Nirvana. You're another failed Bones. Like,
I got
that's what
so
worries
pissed
me.
off the other day because I was in a Melmai stream and Lil Wet Wet said, "Why does every white boy want to be Peep?" to my song that I fucking showed off, and like I got way more pissed off than I fucking should have got. In all honesty, because I look back and that was stupid of me to get that fucking pissed that I left the stream because I was so angry and molding. But it's like, I guess I have influence from Peep. Yeah, I don't think that song sounds like Peep, but like I guess there's influence there. But it's just like, I think it's because I pride myself on being so unique that when I get compared to someone else, it kind of feels like an attack. Because, like, let's say, for instance, Joe, if I told you, you remind me a lot of Scrim, you wouldn't get pissed off about that. You would say,
Oh no,
thank
I'd be
you.
like, you're like, damn, I'm talented.
But for some reason, I pride myself on being unique so much that when I get compared to people, I take it as an insult. But it doesn't have to be an insult. I mean, the way she phrased it was definitely a fucking insult. She said, "Why does every white boy want to be Peep?" But, like, I don't know. I feel like I took it to heart more than I should have.
I think that's why comparisons can be so, like, disastrous for your own sanity.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because whether it's, oh, I'm being constantly compared to versus, like, where it just doesn't make sense why I'm being compared to them.
Yeah.
Like, in your case, like, I'm assuming the song you showed was one off the new album out soon.
No,
whenever.
it's from Echoes from the Forest. It's
Never mind, it's already out.
Yeah, it's called Drunk Sect.
Oh, I like Drunk Sex.
Yeah.
In more ways than one.
Yeah, that song got compared to Peep. And like I kind of get it with the instrumental, but with the vocals I don't get it. So I don't know.
There's comparisons that make you feel good and comparisons that make you feel bad. That's why I think, comparison is just a double-edged sword. Like, cool. I like being compared to like in your case, you'd like being compared to somebody like Kojaque who isn't afraid to show off everything they can do. But like if you're getting compared to like Peep or like emo Lil Tracy, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I also think it's just because of the thing that what I consider a Peep clone is so negative in my mind. Like the people that I think are Peep clones. So when I get compared to a Peep clone, I'm like, am I no better?
Am I the problem?
Now I start comparing myself to people I shit on because I love Peep. That should be a compliment in its own. Because I love Peep. He's like top 5 for me all time. But it's like, there's some really bad artists out there who I call Peep clones. And then I just got compared to Peep. And now I'm like,
am I one of them? I don't know. Like I said, it's probably a taking it super to heart thing.
Yeah.
Because as long as you, and this goes out to everybody, like that could be in the same boat, especially if you're one of our musician friends or just a musician in our scene at all, or just in general, unfortunately, you're going to be compared.
Yeah.
It's just the simple bullshit fact. Whether it's like, good, bad, or whatever.
Ziff specifically, we joke around about him being a Peep clone and shit, but like he's doing his own thing. Like bros, those songs he showed us yesterday. Yeah, those songs he showed us. He's on that turning point where he turns from his influences into his own artist. He's like right there. But
and I'm really excited for it.
Like even if we like joke around and pick on him for sounding like Peep, it's like he's bigger than us, like by a lot. Like he is doing so much more. He is so much more successful. What can we say? Like he knows his sound better than. Well, I guess you know your sound pretty well, but compared to me, I would even argue Teddy and Danny and all them. It's like Zips knows his sound and what he can do more than we know our own. Like me, Danny, and Teddy are always taking risks. Zips, whenever he takes a risk, it doesn't feel like a risk because he just kind of already knows he can do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I guess not for it to be kind of morbid, but that's kind of where I'm at with that song that I'm on with Haley.
Yeah.
Like, that's not my style at all. So, like, I was really worried about that coming out and everybody hating it because I don't sound like me on it. But, I mean, I wouldn't have said no,
Exactly.
for nothing,
that's your buddy.
for anything in the world. My sweet little bear.
Rest in peace. I love him, man.
Haley is the goat. I've been dude, it's crazy because I'll just go back and listen to her music again, and it's like she was just genuinely so fucking talented. Like the fact that she did a lot of that shit on her own.
Yeah.
Like the instrumental for Terminal Blue alone is insane. It's super simple and then gets super complex randomly.
I like what impresses me more than just her voice, because she has a really good voice, is just the level of engineering quality. Like, she was so good. Shit sounds mainstream. Genuinely, like shit sounds mainstream.
She was our best shot at mainstream talent.
Her and Teddy. I think
Teddy still has it. I don't know what's gonna break him through. He's so close. I feel like he's genuinely balancing that edge.
I'm so glad that he's finally actually promoting his shit, because that's what was holding him back for so long, is that he wasn't even announcing when he released a song. He just put one out.
Yeah, and I genuinely think for the future, I think he's definitely got the best shot.
Yeah, I had to sit him down though and talk to him about that, because he was like, I think in his head he thinks it's badass or it's cool to just release something and act like you don't care. But I'm like, Teddy, do you want to work your whole life, or do you want music to be your job? And he was like, I want music to be my job. And I'm like, you're not gonna make music your job if you're not putting yourself out there and promoting it. Like, you can't just drop a song and expect people to listen, because right now you don't have an audience outside of us, and we're not gonna carry your promotion because we're busy focusing on our own careers. I'm like, you have to put yourself out there. Like, I understand if you make music as a pastime or for fun or whatever, but like me, I know you're different. You make it for yourself more than anything. I make it for myself. To be clear, we make it for ourselves, but you don't really care about the attention. But someday, I want to make this a fucking job, and like, I know that Teddy does too, and that's just something like. You're gonna look stupid promoting yourself. You're gonna look stupid marketing yourself. That's just part of it, dude. You of course you're gonna look fucking stupid, but like, that's how you get out there. Like, there's no other way. If you're not putting yourself out there, you're never gonna get there. You can't just hope that some random person stumbles on you and goes, this guy's really good, and he has 1 million Instagram followers, and he posts you on a story, and then bam, you're an overnight celebrity. You can't just hope for that. You have to put yourself out there if you want to be successful.
I think, like, I haven't heard the EP yet because it's not on SoundCloud, and I hate that he does that sometimes.
I love Spotify, though. I only use Spotify. I haven't heard it either, but I only use Spotify, so it's fine. I gotta write a script because I wanna review it on my YouTube. I still gotta do that one you told me to do, the Kojaque album. But is it Kojaque or Kojaque?
I think it's Kojaque.
Okay.
Whenever he says it short, he says Jackie.
Okay, so probably Kojaque.
It's Kojaque.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was Kojaque, because that kind of sounded right. Kojaque.
Kojaque.
Is he Irish? Is that what they Irish? Okay, he mentioned Dublin in a song, and that's why I thought he was Irish. But
yes, he is.
I could tell he wasn't American, but I didn't know what he was.
He has a song called London Lido, where it's very like, fuck the government. It's pretty. That one bangs. That's a more a heavier.
Yeah, I needed to do another listen to that album, because I only listened. I listened one time, and then I've gone back and listened to like my favorites that I picked off of it. But I feel like there's a lot there with the storytelling and stuff, and I wasn't really focusing on the lyrics like the first listen. I think that'll help me a lot with the album, is focusing on the lyrics, because I was more focused on just the way it sounds and the way it made me feel. And don't get me wrong, like I said, I'm not giving you any spoilers on my thoughts on it, but it is a very positive review. I did enjoy my time with the album a lot, but I think I would enjoy it more if I listened more, because the songs that I didn't like, I was definitely supposed to be paying attention to the lyrics more. But to me, they just seem kind of boring, if that makes sense.
I will say, the one thing you did tell me was about Heaven Shouldn't Have You.
That song is beautiful. That was beautiful as
an outro. It's so good.
I don't really like it as an individual song, but as an outro, it's gorgeous. I think it fits perfectly in the album narrative.
I know that feeling. So hearing that song, that was the first song here after Haley passed that weirdly made me break.
Yeah.
Just because I was like, this is unfair.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that's more of a love song, but like, it's still, I loved my friend.
Yeah, exactly. No, you can apply that to anything. When I listened, I know it was meant to be a love song. I kind of viewed it more in the way of like losing family or like losing a parent or something. So I could definitely like apply that, because I know he talked a lot about, especially on that album, his love for his mother. So I was kind of like I don't
Yeah.
know. I was kind of thinking to myself like, oh, what if this is about how he's gonna feel when his mother dies, kind of thing. But
It,
yeah,
I just, to me, I found that song because I found him on, shittily enough, TikTok. Because like, I hate, because I
dude, it
like
doesn't matter where
finding
you find
music.
music. It doesn't matter where you find music as long as it's good music and you like it. That's my
Yeah,
genuine opinion.
and so I heard because the cover of the album with him in the suit, it's a character,
Yeah.
kind of, where it's like heavily prosthetic makeup. And he had a snippet that went around. It's like a 40-minute song called "The Ballad of Jackie Dandelion,"
Hmm.
where it's like leaving, like he's just I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. It's really. I have to really sit down with it. But every time I listen to it, I can't listen to individual songs. I listen to the full album,
That's fair.
and it's
No, I
short
get that.
too. It's not super long,
Uh,
but
really,
I
the
think maybe
only
like
song I listen to by itself is Wagyu Beef, or not,
Wagyu beef is so
or
hard.
just
Or
Wagyu. I
Wagyu,
think. Yeah. And I
Wagyu. I
also
like.
really like Larry Bird. Larry Bird's hard too. But
I'll
those are
never
like the
bird
only
before
two I
the
can
girl
listen.
spur. No, the talents will do me dirt, but if I from my
Yeah.
mind with me.
I
I
do
love
think
that.
Wagyu is my favorite of the harder songs though. Wagyu is so
Out
good.
of the harder songs, I like Johnny McEnroe.
That is also in my likes, but I don't listen to it as much, though I do like it.
Uh, I like Fat Ronaldo.
I
Uh,
was
I,
I was iffy on it.
it's if I remember, that's the one with the more emotional ending part.
Yeah.
I like kind of like the more emotional ending part.
Almost I
Citizen Kane
I don't li-
bangs. Oh my god, that's my favorite off the project. I love Citizen Kane.
Oh man, let me pull
I'm
up my
sorry.
review and see what I said about it. I was gonna say my thing is like there's some times in the album where I feel like he was finding his footing back. There were a lot of times where he lost me and then he found his footing again and then he lost me again. And it's just like I
I
think
think
I
it's a
think
weird like he.
I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out how to explain it, but it's like I don't like that it was like banger, it's more deeper meaning song, banger, deeper meaning song, banger. It felt
Yeah,
kind of weird. I would have liked if it like
structured better.
yeah, but other than that, I think the songs individually are all pretty
You're
good.
gonna hate me. Fat Ronaldo
You
is
don't
in my
like
least favorite tracks.
how many of that songs are in the least favorite, or is that too spoilery?
One, two, three. I have three songs in least favorite. One, two, three, and three in favorite. I originally
So
had
what did you?
four in. I originally had four in favorite, but I was like, well, that one's good, but it's not a standout. Cause like overall, the album is good, so I'm not just gonna put every good track in favorites. Favorites are like the songs that I think are perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that album. I don't know. The only other one I wanted you to
Cause
listen
Johnny
to
McEnroe was in favorites, but I took it out because it's just good.
I do like. I don't like the future, but I like the energy.
That's
He kept
why
it singing.
I
Oh yeah,
don't. Yep.
I do. I think I'm just excited to get another project from him. Like I think
Yeah.
I if he did an album of all bangers and then an album of all like deeper shit, I think I'd enjoy both either way. God, I just can't. I liked Rainy Days too, and What If. I liked What If.
Uh,
You didn't like
yeah.
What If? I don't blame you.
I
Listen,
didn't like.
I
I
was
didn't like a lot of the melodic stuff. I will say that.
oh
I was not a fan of the slower melodic stuff. That was my biggest critique with the album is that I don't think he has a bad singing voice. I just don't think it appeals to me. That was a
yeah.
huge thought I had where I like I can recognize that he does have a very unique good singing voice. It's just not something I like. Like it's just whatever. I think he is better
Yeah.
in the more hype lane.
Mhm.
Like obviously the
I'll
outro
send you.
is an exception.
I think I'll send you London Lido and have you check that. I think you would
Okay.
like that one. If you liked Larry Bird, you'll like that one. It's a little bit more like
Yeah. I
he
think
gets
I could like his melodic stuff if the album fully committed to being melodic. But like you said, he's so in and out of stuff constantly throughout the album, which does have its appeal. But for a first-time listener, like this is my first time listening to him, that is kind of jarring. I would have
yeah
preferred
like
like a consistent thing for like I'm not saying that I enjoyed like I said I enjoyed my time with it. I gave him a high score. Like I did. I'm not gonna tell you what the score is, but I did give it a high score. I did like the album. I have my problems with it, but I have my problems with almost everything. So
Like going from Cabra Drive, which is kind of like more of like a, okay, to Bambi, and then to Wolf.
yeah.
I like Bambi. That's probably one of my other favorites. You hate that one too, don't you? Well, it's more melodic, so I mean,
God. No, it's so funny. You know all my least favorites now. Because I told
that's
you one of them
crazy.
straight up, and then he's...
I just binked on all the others.
Yeah.
It's I could see it, you know. But it was one of those albums where I genuinely really enjoyed it. So I was like, oh, I wonder how Crizzy would, because I know you're going to
Yeah.
look at it more, like, you know,
Critically. Yeah.
and I'm just because I just love the vibes it gives me.
And
Like,
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I have a weird thing where when I'm just listening to music, it's so much easier for me to enjoy it. But when I'm making a video or a review or something, or even when I do my streams, it's just one of those things where I want to be really critiquing. And I think this is a weird situation where Kojaque is like way bigger than the other artists I review. Like the other
yeah,
artists that I've reviewed, they're gonna see my review. Kojaque is not gonna see this review. And I think the reason why I'm so critical is because I want to see them improve. But then it's
yeah.
weird when I'm reviewing an artist that's so much larger than me, so much more out of my scale, and I'm looking at it the same way. Because people are going to look at me and be like, but what does this guy know?
Oh,
Because, yeah, I'm not putting out songs of this quality. All the songs on my least favorite tracks, I like, those songs are better than almost anything I've made. Like, that's, like, undeniable because he is a different level of quality. So it's like, what place do I have to be critiquing him from this way? Which is why I
hmm
think I've been kind of straying away from not recording this yet, because subconsciously I'm like, what fucking, who am I to do
yeah.
this?
And I kind of figured that when you asked for recommendations,
Yeah,
because I
but
was like,
I
I
do
don't
want to
know
review
what do
it
you
though,
want.
because even if I am critiquing, even if I do, it's still, it gives the listener a view of what somebody else might think, and they can go, okay, well, I like those aspects in it. Like the stuff that he's
Hmm
saying he doesn't like, I like those aspects. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to see anybody I review fail. Like, I would rather see them succeed. So
Yeah.
I like it's one of those things where it's just my thoughts. Like that's all it is. Is like, I wish, oh, the mixing was better on this song. Yeah, he has professional fucking engineers, and I don't. So of course everything sounds cleaner. So when he has one little rough thing that's like barely a problem, I'm gonna point that out because everything else is so consistent. Like that's why it's like,
I will say I don't remember the mixing, but I thought it was mixed pretty well.
it almost is also clean. So the few times that I thought it was a little jarring, I called out. Is like
Yeah.
one of those things.
I I don't know, man. Like music is such a weird
It
spot
is.
be- because like I've been seeing on Twitter, Convolk's been getting real fucking active, and
Yeah.
like just like Drain Gang and them. That I grew up listening to Convolk. Like I love a lot of Convolk shit because when I was an angsty teenager, I felt related to. I was like, damn, this dude also wants to fucking self evacuate. I feel like that too, you know.
Yeah.
It's so weird, but I guess that's why people collect like latch on to Peep, X, Juice World and all that. But for me, it's some big ass Russian dude who just stopped doing stuff for a while. Like I was supposed to see him, Sewerperson, and Garden on tour in like 2019.
Yeah, until he dropped out. Yeah.
The heart issues, which yeah,
I feel so
obviously
bad,
that's
man.
fucking bad. But like
It
seeing all
always
the
sucks, but
hype,
because he had so much promise. Like, he's not to say that he doesn't have talent, but it really sucks that it really is physical issues that are out of his control that did affect like his legacy and his growth as an artist. Like, genuinely, it was stuff that's completely out of his control. Because if he didn't start having health issues and he could just work on stuff, like, he would be looked at the same way that Garden and Sewerperson are, because like he was back in the day, but now they've just continued to grow, and he had to take a step back, and it's not even fucking his fault. Like
no,
it really
and
isn't fucking. He got dealt a shitty hand. Like, what can you do?
and
It sucks.
he was never. That's like the one thing about like, because for us, when you look at a broad spectrum of like an audience, the
Hmm.
underground for them might be like, oh, Boss Man D-Lo compared to
Yeah,
like
and what we
Future,
say,
Lil Baby.
we say underground, and we mean like
Or
underground.
3,000 follower Andy,
Yeah.
because they're a little bit like, I don't know Emo Fruits personally, or I don't know
Yeah.
anything about him, but to me, he's big in the underground because
Yeah.
you
Because
know,
he's
I
so
think
much
of
bigger
him,
compared to us. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
I think of him, Scully or Skele or whatever.
yeah.
Um,
It is Skele. Zips.
is it
Okay.
Skelly?
Skele is literally on a song called Kill Skele, and the chorus is just Kill Skele. And they say that. Zips showed me that song and still calls him Skele.
I don't know. That's weird.
I'm like, Skele says his own name in that song. You showed me that song.
He's fire. I mean,
He is
when I
fire.
think when Skelly hits, it hits. But I think there's
Okay.
some misses. But
So, this is unrelated, but I do want to hear your opinion on this. So, Skele, he got into an argument with kind of a fan. They kind of seemed like both a hater and a fan. They said, "I used to love your music until I realized that you sing about men and that you're gay," which is like wrong of them to say. To be clear, I do disagree with that. But then Skele said something like, "Oh yeah, all my songs are about men. If you can't handle listening to songs about men, then don't listen to me. If you don't like think about like whatever." What is your view on that? Do you think that you can listen to Skele and not be gay? Because like I know that sounds like a stupid question, but I genuinely want to have a conversation about this.
no, okay. So for people out there, I'm not 100% straight.
That's fair.
I just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm a void. I am a void. There's nothing to me. I am not here. So, what if I think a dude's hot? Fuck yeah, dude, party on. I'm more attracted to women because women are awesome. Like, swag on.
Shout
10,
out
brother.
the women listening to this.
If you made it this far, you're intellectual, and that's cool. But
Does that imply that most women are not intellectual if they're not willing to say this one?
they're all lumped in together as a group. One woman is all woman.
We know that the slam hogs aren't listening this long, so it's like okay if we get a little whack.
We were talking about skinny people and they got scared.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
But I don't know, because the same thing could be said about Chapel Run. Like, her music is very clearly
Yeah.
for girls.
For specifically LGBTQ
But
community.
But if my bear-looking ass is standing there in the mosh pit listening to fucking Good Luck Babe, does that mean I want to kiss girl? No, I want to kiss dude. But, you know, it's what that's so
Someone clip
dumb.
that. Someone clip him saying I want to kiss dude. No, okay.
Aggressive.
Here's
But-
my thing. When you were a kid, right? You're in the back of your fucking parents' car, and they just have the radio on, and you're listening to pop music. There's songs by girls who are obviously singing about men in those songs. I'm still thinking about a girl in my head. You know what I mean? Like, the pronoun doesn't really matter to me in the music. And that's my argument with
No.
Skele is, like, I am, like, 90% straight, like, 10% into men. Like, I've had crushes on guys, but it's so few and far between. It's like,
Yeah.
when I listen to Skele's music, even when he says he, I'm still thinking of a girl. One of my favorite songs that came out last year is called Tennessee. It's by Kevin Abstract and Lil Nas X. Just look at the lyrics of that. I think of a woman to that, and they're straight up saying he gonna shake it, he gonna do this, he gonna do this. I love my man. I still think of my girlfriend, cause like I think it's more about the feeling that the song gives you than what they're straight up saying. You know what I mean? And that's my argument with Skele is like, I'm a straight Skele fan.
I'm one of the few, the many, the proud.
I'm a biromantic heterosexual Skele fan. Like I'll say it.
Ally.
Ally. We love
So-
Skele in the crib. But I'm thinking about women to
dude.
your songs, dude. Sing about kissing men all you want. I'm thinking about women. I'm thinking about boobs in my face.
I hope you have a good time and find the love of your life. I hope you love him, but I'm gonna love her.
I hope you
So-
love blowing dick, but I'm gonna eat that pussy, brother. Brother.
I'm gonna
Brother.
quack. I'm just like Nick from the Yard. I'm gonna quack into that box. I love that part.
I'm gonna go tongue surfing on Asshole Mountain. Sorry, I don't know what the fuck. Tongue
They kicked me out of Disney XD because I did a shred on that ass. Anyway, so no, I guess with the whole Skele thing, like I love Skele. A lot of
Yeah.
like
You were really into
I
that one song. I forget what
I
it
bet
was.
he's giving you everything. I bet he's giving you everything or
Yeah.
whatever. I like 5 minutes. 5 minutes is so good.
5 minutes is a beautiful song.
Whenever he's with Jolst, oh my god,
Yeah.
Paranoid.
I was just about to say Paranoid, bro. Paranoid.
I love Paranoid. God, this is a Skele. You know what? This is a Skele support podcast. We love Skele.
Uh-huh.
Please
Hey,
keep
we're actually Skele sponsored
loving
too.
dudes.
No,
Oh,
we're not.
it's just
sponsored.
him. It's just him doing yo-yo tricks.
I can't wait to cut up this and be able to make shorts out of this, and I'm just gonna farm the entire Skele fan base.
I love the Skele fucking. Yeah, I can't. I had to explain to somebody at work the Skele yo-yo competition.
Oh my god,
Because
no. We
I just
actually
think about
can't-
it
we
all the
actually
time.
can't. Okay.
We can cut that. We can cut that. I was
No,
fine with that.
okay. We can say that he's a professional yo-yoer. We just can't give any of the personal information we have out. But let's just say that Skele is. We found who he is. Not on some stalker shit. It's not hard to find. I'm not gonna say how to find it, but it's not hard to find. And he is a professional yo-yoer. This guy does shit to the yo-yo that only a gay man can learn. Like, it is impressive. It is impressive.
Dude, it's so sick. I wish I was joking, but it's so sick.
You can't.
I wish I could do that.
You can't even. Hit
I
it.
wish
That
I
dude
could,
is- That's
dude.
so impressive, man.
I
It's
saw
so
you by the
impressive.
water is beautiful. I was
That's the
looking at
song that I remember you being hooked to. That's the one.
I'm looking at like the songs I have liked from him, but I like some
Yeah.
of his features on like "You're Getting Colder" by Lullaby Boy.
Every collab he has with Sunflowers is top tier. I know that you're not big on Sunflowers like I am, but he is. Oh.
I do like Skele or Skele.
Yeah.
He's it's that weird thing of he's fucking sad all the time like we are, or he's in love all the time like we are.
Have you ever?
It just
I'm sorry. This is unrelated. I'll let you finish because this is a different topic.
my Skele rant is done. Basically,
Okay.
it shouldn't matter if you enjoy the music. I think Skele was a little wrong to come at it like that, but I
Yeah.
also can see why he's coming
Yeah.
at it like that.
I think it was also just the fact that the guy was straight up like, "I'm not gonna listen to you because you're gay." So like, of course
That's
you would
insane.
react. Yeah,
I-
of course
I
you would
s- I-
react
I
the
s-
way that you did, being like, "Okay, well."
I support and I
music's for
support
gay people.
I support crashing out, but like to say that it applies to every person who
Yeah, because like I'm gonna
may
say
not
like
be.
my thought was literally like, Skele, I disagree with you. Like, I'm not gonna think amen to your music, but that doesn't mean that I don't relate or feel the emotion that you feel, because that's what music is about, is the emotion. And like, I feel your emotions even if it's not towards a man, like you're singing about. Like that's my view on it.
Well, that's like
Because I'm gonna
it
be a
must have
fan of
been
Skele
loved by
regardless.
Roxette.
Skele could personally tell me to my face and say, "You're not allowed to like my music because it's not for you," and I would probably go, "Okay," and block him, and then I'd go stream 5 minutes, and then
I'd be like, damn, but you just made Snow though, so I'm gonna go listen to
yeah,
that.
exactly, bro.
Or Seasonal Depression's so
That's
good.
a good song. That
But, like-
EP that has Paranoid in it is so good.
Oh yeah, that's like a solid 4-bang EP, dude. You're in and out,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah, it's
3 out of 4 songs I think I liked. So
I liked all 4. I did like 3 of the 4 at first. That one with the feature, I forget. Was it?
I didn't
Treacherful?
like that one.
That's
I
the one
didn't
that
like
grew
the
on me.
feature.
That one grew on me. I didn't like it.
So I might have to
the
give that
first
one
feature.
another shot.
Yeah, I like it now.
I'll definitely
but
get it.
It is
I gotta give
different.
that
It
another
is
shot.
different than the other ones, I will say, but I do like it.
See, now, if you guys don't know Crizzy Lore, he's really into Sewerperson.
As everybody is.
He got me into Sewerperson. Well, he's
Yeah.
we spent a day when Crizzy came up in the making of Garage Tapes 2, and we
God.
just sat there and listened to a shit ton of like Sewerperson, to the
He
point
was high
where
as shit, and I was drunk as fuck. I didn't even ask his roommates. I just grabbed the remote and started loading up YouTube and just started listening to Sewerperson. And in his mind, he views it as me showing him Sewerperson, but in reality, I was just listening to Sewerperson, and he was there.
hey, I'll take it. I'll take it because
To be
to
fair,
me,
I was being like, look at the dance he does there. Because I'm showing you all the
You-
music videos. I was like, look at that dance where
the Hell in the Cell music video still goes so hard.
it does.
Hell in the Cell is such a good song.
It
But
is.
the reason I bring this up is
No, Sewer. Okay,
because
I'm sorry. Before we dick ride,
Oh, no, you're
Sewer,
good.
I have beef with you. On your track list for the last show that me and my girlfriend went to, you had Hell in a Cell in the fucking track list. The night before the fucking show in Columbus, you changed the track list and took that off. That is my girlfriend's favorite song by you, and she was pissed. She was so pissed. So I'm sorry. I have to speak out for you. You played that song at almost every single fucking show except the one in Columbus. I hope that you have a night of bad sleep. One night.
I gotta ask though, how was that show?
He
You've seen him twice now, right?
Yeah, he is the best performer I've seen live in terms of energy.
So you're saying if he comes to Michigan, I should make an effort to go?
Yes. So my cousin doesn't like Sewerperson's music. Like he doesn't. There's like 2 or 3 songs he likes. He doesn't like his music, but he comes with me to every Sewer show I go to because he loves his live performances. Because he's like, this guy just has so much fucking energy. Like he just knows how to get a crowd going. My cousin loves watching him live, but he doesn't like. For instance, like I think Garden's a great performer, but I think that Sewerperson's just next level. Like no shade to Garden, but Sewerperson just is something different. My cousin is a huge Garden fan, but he would rather go to a Sewer show than a Garden show just because of the way that Sewer cultivates a crowd and the
I'd
energy
go to
he
both.
has. Yeah, that's
I
fair.
genuinely would.
That's yeah. No,
Because
I would too.
my problem is, I have a very specific song I really want to hear live, and it's "I Wonder," produced by 93.
Oh yeah, that song is good.
Is she
Cycle's
fine
my
without
favorite.
it?
He played that at the
Is she
first show I
crying
went
in a
to.
castle? I like that one. I like Tom from MySpace. I like Backup.
He played both of those at the first show I went to.
Tom from MySpace is so hard. I love that Brody. Brody. But like because I told you I started
Brody.
getting into it, so like I started, some of them I'll just do 5 out of the ones I have.
Mhm.
But like Blind Deaf Mute, I really like because I just love the like, oh yeah, this is a party. We're vibing. I really like Hell in the Cell. I might do more than 5 because I'm looking at. I like Nest of the Night Owl. I liked the Elixir album for the most part, which I know gets some contention there, but listen. You're like damn near a lifelong Sewerperson fan. As a new Sewerperson fan, you gotta let me have this.
Can I be honest about my lifelong Sewerpersonness? I've not listened to his last 3 albums.
Fair enough.
I haven't listened to anything he's released since No Pulse.
I don't remember which one. I haven't gotten that far. I haven't done the deep dive yet.
That's fair. That it
I need
came
to.
out after the
I
Elixir.
need to.
It came out. I listened. The Elixir.
Is that the one with Imp's Blood? Because I've heard Imp's Blood.
Yeah, that's on the Elixir.
No, Imp's Blood's not on Elixir. Imp's
It's
Blood
not?
came out right like a month after the Elixir did.
Oh yeah. No, that's the last album I heard. Mud is what you're thinking.
I didn't hear that one.
That is the last one I've listened to.
I love the cover arts though.
My
don't know
issue
that-
with Sewerperson is that the direction he's going just isn't the style that I fell in love with. I'm very different from other Sewerperson fans in the instance that they like his more swamp era music. They like his more distorted, weird stuff. I am a way bigger fan of his more like poppier hip hop, that kind of stuff. I'm more of a fan of him doing his own underground thing on mainstream sounding stuff. And that's where I disagree a lot with other Sewerperson fans. Is like Comet is my favorite album by Sewerperson. For most people, that's like bottom 10. You know what I mean? Like
Hey, I like Humble, off Comment.
Humble's
That's the only song
amazing.
I know.
I think that album doesn't have.
I just think the vocals are a little quiet. I don't know if that's just me.
Yeah, that's it. That's an issue with all of his older music, but it doesn't matter when you play it as loud as I do in my car.
Well, I will say, comparing that to like the performance on the Elixir, where he's really putting in a lot of emotion, are like one of my if I had to get a top 3 right now, it's Wind Knocker. I love Wind Knocker.
Wind Knocker is really good.
Security. I really like Security.
I used to be big on that.
Oh fuck, Winter's Gonna Eat Us Alive is up there.
That one's good.
I like I like the weird one. I like the mid-year interlude.
Your interlude. Which one is that off of?
Elixir.
I wasn't feeling most of Elixir. I like Nest of the Night Owl.
That's the Night Owl. Sorry.
I
like You're So Cope.
I don't know if I've heard it. Is it on the Elixir?
Yeah, bringing that.
I've heard it, but I don't.
Trying to put my brains on out of here. Big Black City like 30 friends. I just said I was feeling a bed. It's as big as a bed. I don't know how to explain it. It's a more rappier one. I like Jonestown. I like 1942. She's got a so strong. Because I don't have like the earlier Sewerperson context.
That's fair.
So I'm just now getting into it, but
I found Sewerperson before I found Ninetales, which does affect me as a listener way more than other people, because
yeah,
most people just really miss Ninetales, which is why they are so attached to this new era of Sewerperson, where he's basically just doing Ninetales, but to a different extent, to a cleaner sound, I guess.
Yeah.
But I personally, I like, even the songs by Ninetales I like are the less distorted one. I do like the distorted ones. Lavender by Ninetales, like that album is so fucking good. But I am a bigger Sewerperson fan than a Ninetales fan, and I always have been. So it's like.
So I have on my SoundCloud, because I haven't gotten into Ninetales,
Yeah.
I have two things. I have the feature on Whatever It Takes and For How Long.
Yeah, and For How Long is a very unique song, and that album that For How Long is on is kind of but that song is really good.
I don't have an artist where in like I guess Bones is my artist right now, where I'm like listening to every, because I fuck with what he's been doing. I like everything about it. It's everything I want to do. Like I want to be that spooky.
I went and listened to all of Ninetales and Sewerperson's catalog, like, basically in the span of 2 or 3 days, right after Comet 2 came out. Long fucking time ago. So, like, there was a lot less to listen to, so it was way easier to catch up and listen to what was coming out after than it was, because Morris came out after than what I listened to pretty much in anticipation before those. So it was easier for me, where Bones is like, his back catalog is insane. Like, you're going to be doing this forever. It's a huge commitment for you. For me, it was like, what's come out now is more than what's came out before. Like, so it was easier for me.
And I kind of don't. I posted on my story when I started this that it was kind of for a reason, I guess a reason not to, kill myself. Because to me, I started it and I'm already this fucking deep in it. I gotta let this ride. And the cool thing about the one thing I can appreciate about Bones is his consistency.
Yeah.
And for the most part, you're not gonna get a bad Bones album. You're gonna get a couple songs you kind of don't like, but the ones that hit, they're gonna hit.
He's never gonna embarrass himself.
No, they don't call him most consistent for no reason.
Yeah, I can't believe he puts out so much.
4 albums, and he put out like 8 or 9 albums just as Bones. That's not counting Ricky A Go-Go or Surrender Dorothy or Oregon Trail. Surrender Dorothy is what I'm more excited for, because it's a lot of the singing stuff.
Mm.
And I kind of
has such a beautiful singing voice.
Have you heard his Champion album?
I have not heard. I've only heard 1 or 2 Bones albums, so no. I listened to his collab album with who is it? God, I forget who it is.
Eddie Baker?
Yeah, I listened to that collab album.
Jones and the Peak.
Yeah, Jones Peak.
I love with all the shit that came out about Xavier Wolf. Xavier Wolf makes me feel something. I just want to drive real fast and real dumb. But like, I hate when they do random weird features like that, like Saturday Night or whatever it was. Because Bones can do that weird style pretty weirdly well, but then you got Eddie Baker and Xavier Wolf kind of ruining it.
Bro, Bones made such a good album, and for some reason he decided to get Eddie Baker on every song. That is my view on the entire project.
The
He
only
made
one
a
where I'm like,
beautiful album where he just decided to get Eddie Baker on every song. I don't
I
get it.
I
It should have been a solo
I
project.
love I love the weird country songs like Giddy Up. Everybody in a truck, giddy up now. When
That
it's
was
all
so
said
good,
and
man.
done.
On
I just I'll never be at that level, and I'm fine with that because to
Yeah.
me, I don't want to be better than Bones. He's he literally, put staked his ground.
You know what's crazy? Someday somebody's gonna find your music and think you're awesome, and they're not gonna know who Bones is.
You want to know what the problem is?
Well, that
There
already
was
happened.
that
Yeah, yeah.
with Haley's ex.
There's people who've
It's
been
like
fans of me and they don't know Sewerperson, and I'm like,
Jesus Christ. That's so fucked up. I don't know, dude. Fucking music's in a beautiful state right now, but I listen to so much of it throughout the day. I'm getting so fucking bored.
yeah.
Like, I can't listen to music for more than 2 or 3 hours without getting super bored.
I don't get bored of listening to music, but I have a weird thing. The main reason I do Crizzy critiques and stuff is just so I can find new music. Because I have a problem where I just listen to the same shit over and over and over. Like, I never go out looking for something new.
I see that's my problem. I have so much because
Yeah.
I don't like with Procade. Like, I'm slowly getting into him, but like I don't. I'm not. I spent a day listening to Procane stuff, and then I just moved on. But I'm not gonna stop listening to Procane because now it's
Yeah.
in my likes. But I have 2,500 likes songs. It's gonna take a minute to get through everything. So I'm gonna hear a lot of the same shit twice before I hear something from
Yeah.
3 years ago.
It's a lot easier to listen to stuff as it's coming out than it is to go to a back catalog search,
Back.
like I was talking about earlier. So, like, I don't blame you if it takes you forever to go and check out, like, people's back catalog, because, like, dude, that's a huge commitment. And then, like, also there's the theory that, like, oh, if it's coming out now, then that's modern, it's new. It represents the artist more than what came before because they're not thinking about what they did in the past. They're looking towards the future. So it's like you also
Yeah.
see more of the artist's vision when you're listening to their newer stuff. Like what Procane's putting out now, in my opinion, is better than what he was putting out before. Because I have known of Procane for a long time. But
That fucking song he played on stream was so fire. I need that fucking song. Procane, if you're watching this, dude, release it. I'm asking.
yeah,
Also,
release
Teddy,
that for
release
sure.
back to you, please. I can't. I can't keep fighting for this song. I need it. It's just unfair too, because it's so good.
Yeah,
It's
it
such
is.
a it's such a mainstream song that he just neglects to do anything with. I will say this is a Teddy Boy critique,
Yeah,
and I don't know how he's gonna react to me saying
yeah,
this. It's nothing bad. But I have a theory, a Joe theory. Maybe Teddy, I'm looking in the camera for this. If you stop mentioning your girlfriend in every song, at least her name, you wouldn't hate your older music. Because yeah, it's a little weird knowing your girlfriend's name, your girlfriend, but hearing the other names in like previous songs, and then
yeah. He
just
really
saying you
does need
hate
to
it
stop
for
doing that.
which, hey,
Yeah,
you love your girl.
yeah.
That's no,
I
no
also
shade. I
think
love
making your
you.
girlfriend your
Like,
only drive to make music is also a bad thing.
but what? Obviously, what do we know? We're not Teddy. We don't. We're friends with him, like really good friends with him. Anybody who may not know, I guess, us super well. I knew Teddy for a long ass time before I met Crizzy, Andrew,
Yeah,
Zips, any of the other guys you may know us that we associate with. And I was a fan of him, and just like our friend Haley, I was a fan of their music before I met them as the person. And like I'll go back and listen to Teddy songs all the fuck. Like I just spent today I listened to a bunch of his stuff. Like I really do think he's on the rise, but he does some dumb shit sometimes that don't make no sense.
yeah,
Like are actively archiving shit that is really good because you guys haven't heard Back to You. It's so fucking good. It's mainstream as fuck. but he's never gonna do anything with it.
Yeah.
That pisses me off. Crizzy and Dan. This is a little leak, but Crizzy and Teddy have a bunch of music together. I was shown it recently. It's so good. Hey, shout out Motion. When y'all hear it, y'all know. Y'all know.
When it
I hope
that comes out,
okay.
man.
I was about to say, I hope that's okay to say. I think that song's so good.
Yeah, no, if it...
I would love a link to that if
Dude,
you could bless me with that, please.
Yeah, I will. No, we have a song called Trisha Paytas that we made fucking a year
That was
and a
also
half
fire.
ago. Yeah. And, like, he's told me time and time again, don't worry, that'll release. Don't worry, that'll release, man. And he's told me that over and over and over. You know what he fucking said to me 2 months ago? He said that song is too good to release. I said, what the fuck do you mean by that? Why the fuck would you ever say that about a song? But
Like,
I think it's coming out on the EP that Motion's coming out on, thank God. Thank God. Because we were trying to... The other day, we were trying to buy the lease for it. So that must mean it's really...
I know that's the big... that's
Yeah.
the big reason why, those songs haven't come out yet, but...
Yeah.
That's
why I
just
self-produce
feel
everything,
like...
so I don't gotta fucking pay for shit. That's
like,
the main reason I started self-producing. I got tired. I didn't want to pay for beats, so I was like, I'll just do it my damn self.
I just don't upload anywhere other than SoundCloud, so I usually
That's
just
fair.
don't have a problem.
Well, me or Reject or anybody would we would produce for you if you wanted, and of course you could use our shit on all platforms.
I'll listen to the beats and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do something to this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm excited. Then the spark goes away, and then I'm like, I can't fucking do this anymore.
That's fair.
And
You
that's
have no
why
problem
I'm like,
using beats when you hear somebody else on the beat. It's just when you gotta do it all yourself.
I can do features like nobody's fucking business.
Yeah, exactly.
You give me a feature, I'm either gonna body it, or I'm gonna keep up with you.
I don't even think you need necessarily
as
a feature. You just need to be in the room with somebody who was making music before. You could make a solo song with me in the room and me not record a single line, and you'd still record a whole song easily.
I just don't have the. I just feel like I just really just don't have.
It's hard to get yourself in the mode. I get that.
But I mean, I don't know. I think I'm fine with where I'm at. Like, I can drop a song, and my homies are gonna listen to it, and that's kind of who I'm doing it for. If somebody from fucking Saskatchewan fucks with it, dope. But like, if Crizzy tells me, hey, like, on what your opinion was on Walk 'Em Down,
yeah,
it's it's not fully there, but it's not bad.
Yeah, and that's how it's gonna.
I don't think I've made a bad song in a while.
No.
But
your last bad song was Goth Girls. Since then, you haven't dropped a single bad song.
Oh yeah, those two songs. But I made those like a year or two before those came out.
Yeah, I know you released those like. But like,
I'll tell you what, those songs aren't the greatest, but those sessions I had the most fun in.
That's fair.
Because I was doing something different.
Exactly, and that's why I'm saying, like, I wouldn't have personally released them. Like, it's fine that you did, but like, that's what I mean by putting yourself out there and trying something different. Because like, make a million of those songs. Make a million of those.
The whole EP
you know what I
was
mean?
different.
Eventually you'll be good at it. Like, that's the thing. You keep trying. You'll impress me. Goth Girls 14 will be a fucking blessing to my ears. I guarantee it.
I can't wait for Broken Boy 4.
14-year-old goth girl. Sorry, I'll stop that before I go any further.
Insane, sir.
I'm not young goth.
Crazy. But I don't know, man. It's like the whole EP was different because I had that Detroit style song on it too.
Yeah.
Which I didn't think was all that bad, and a lot of people fucked with it when I showed them to them. The hood was fucking with it. I know that for sure.
Hell yeah.
But I don't know. I think we're in a good spot, dude. I think.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm excited because now, like, I've never been a big, and like I'm very honest, like who I'm a fan of, because I think it's fine that we all come together, and express that. So, to me, like, I'm obviously a fan of Teddy and a fan of Haley, but I think I'm really excited for your album because I've really liked the songs I've heard. I like this new style you're going in.
Thank you.
I just haven't listened to the new song, but
I will say genuinely, and you might disagree, because I know that you're gonna be like, what do you mean you are? But I think I'm a bigger fan of you than you are for me.
Oh
Like
yeah, for sure.
which like I know it's kind of weird because you're like, oh, you're a fan of me, because it's like it doesn't really seem like I show that or like whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, even though it's like that, even though I'm more of a fan of you, I feel like you look up to me. Like even though you're not a fan of me, I feel like you still respect.
You want to know why that is? Because there's a very clear reason. It's because
Yeah,
you kind of have your shit together.
yeah, that's
You
fair.
you understand promotion. Well, I mean as much as you can,
Yeah,
but you understand promotion. You understand sounds.
yeah.
You can look at the mix and be like, okay, this is what I would change. I
I
don't do
like
that.
taking the
So to
mentor
me,
figure with
that's
you.
impressive.
That's what
I
I
like
like doing
learning
with
from
you.
you. I love our
That's
relationship, dude.
yeah. That's what I'm
Like
saying.
wholehearted.
Like
That's why I wanted to do this pod with you.
yeah, it's like it's one of those things where fuck. I always say something like, oh, it would be cool if we made a project where I do all the production and the engineering. You want to know why that is? It's not just because I'm a fan of you. It's because I like being fucking in control and I like doing shit for other people. Like it is,
Yeah,
it is. It's not just like, obviously I respect your art and that's why I'd want to do it for you. I wouldn't do that for a random fucking person. I'd rather do it for
yeah.
you than even Teddy or Danny. Like I'd rather do it for you because I feel like you're somebody that I've taken in and really like helped in their career. Like I feel like I've
I
helped
wouldn't
you a
be
lot.
this far without you. I genuinely
Yeah.
don't think I would. Because I
And
was
like
making fucking 7 a.m. in Tokyo before.
even more than making my own music in a way, I like being part of making somebody else's, if that makes sense. In the
That's
same way
why
that you like
I'm.
doing features, but me more on the back end, like the production, the engineering.
Yeah,
I like doing that. Mixing your vocals is my favorite part of us collabing. That's why I always ask for your raw vox. It isn't because I don't think you can mix good. You can mix perfectly fine on my songs. It's because I like doing it. It's because I have
yeah.
fun doing it. Is why
And
I like doing it.
I'll give you like, oh, I think this could be different.
Yeah, exactly.
We have like that's why I think even when we met in person,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why we just click super well. We understand how each other works.
And the
You know,
entire time, especially with Garage Tapes 1, it was, oh, you should do this. Oh, you could say this next line to each other. We're like, we just understand each other.
unfortunately, if you want to hear the best action of us being one, you gotta listen to Trick or Treat off Garage Tapes 1. Because
Just
I
don't
know if
listen to the
Crizzy feels
outro.
same. Yeah.
That's
Just
my
listen.
favorite.
If you
That's
want,
our best song together in terms of the energy, in my opinion. Not like energy of vocals, but energy of like us being friends, like us being two
the
guys
vibe.
making a song. Yeah, exactly. Two guys making a song in a fucking garage.
I think the
Like,
first one was so much. The first one we didn't have the goal of making an EP. It just
yeah,
happened. The
yeah.
second one, the goal was to make the EP,
And I think that's why it
and I
feels
think
less
that's
genuine.
But it's also because we went to my style.
Yeah.
We kind of just. It was just a Goyard featuring Crizzy album
Yeah, I don't
more
even
than
think
it
it would have been
was a
bad if I
collab.
made beats in advance again. Just next time, I shouldn't make your style beats in advance. I should just make beats. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah, just pick up.
just pick out of my fucking folder of beats that I just forgot to use or I wrote to but didn't use, and we'll just make something new, freestyle new shit, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, cause I do want it on Spotify, just cause I like my. It's not even like, oh, I want to monetize my shit, cause I don't make anything off of Spotify anyway. I just like my music being available for anybody to listen to, like anybody. Like, I want people who don't have SoundCloud to listen to me. You know what I mean?
Because
That's what it is to me.
a
I
lot
like.
of it is because the common person isn't gonna have SoundCloud.
That's what
Maybe
I'm saying.
nowadays, but
Yeah,
like the people older than us, like our age people, oh yeah,
maybe.
they're for sure.
Because they grew
They're
up with
for
Lil Yachty. They grew up with Juice WRLD. Like,
yeah, they're like, oh yeah, I listened to this album on Spotify.
no, I have a video on my YouTube channel called "SoundCloud Is Dying." I got so much hate on it.
I love that video. I thought
I
it
got
was.
so much hate.
Everything.
Have you seen the comments, dude? I got so much
No,
hate.
I haven't.
Everybody's like, "You're so wrong. You're just wrong. SoundCloud is so much better than Spotify." It's like, yeah, from a company standpoint, SoundCloud is a better company and more humane than Spotify. But I think the way people didn't take it the way I meant it. That video is supposed to be for artists who are trying to get their music out there, who are trying to be successful, and everybody who is complaining is somebody who makes music as a hobby, not as a job. And I think
Yeah,
that makes a
they're
huge
complaining.
difference.
They're
The,
complaining as me, not complaining as you.
yeah,
Where and like I was even when we first met and we were like, oh, we warmed up to the idea of collabing with each other.
yeah,
It was you asked me, I think when we met in Ohio the first time, um, you were like for Memorial Day weekend, you were like, what do you want to do with this? And I was
yeah.
like, I just want to be comfortable enough to work 3 days a week. I don't want to
That's
be a
fair enough.
fucking musician. I just want to have musician money. As fucking stupid as it is to look at, but I like having a job.
See, that's why I think
I
that
like
you would
going to work.
see. And here's the thing. That's why I think you should get into content creation, because I genuinely think that you would want to make content creation your job. I think, Joe, the second that you make your first YouTube video, the second you do, you're gonna be so addicted. You're gonna be like,
I just
oh,
I don't. There's so much with it that I just don't know. Like
it's
I
the
don't know how to write.
editing. It really is
I just
editing.
don't. I don't know how to do that, and I'm not gonna force you to edit my shit.
No, I would, dude. I hate editing, but honestly, it is my videos are really easy to edit. I don't know what you'd make. I literally just slice out the parts I don't like, and whenever I say an artist's name, I just put a Google image search of that artist's face
Fair
on the
enough.
screen. Like, it's so
But
easy.
that's still a whole lot for it. Like that's not
Yeah.
you're. I feel like just saying it like that, you're minimalizing a lot of like the actual artwork. It's not.
Well,
It's you're really going. It's hard to. It's weird to look at. Like
the most of the art
at
with
least for
it
me.
for me is writing my scripts. That's what I have the most
So,
fun with, is writing the scripts.
yeah, I feel like that's why I like I like podcasting because
Yeah.
I like talking. I think
Yeah.
when I'm not super awkward, I can hold a conversation well, and sometimes I can speak with my words fine enough to where I feel like we're both getting something out of this conversation.
Mhm.
Like, and I think a lot of people in the scene just don't have that,
I
which
agree.
is why it's so like that's why I don't collab with nobody. Like doing that no dwellers collab. Also, please go check it out. I thought I killed it,
That song is fire.
but I don't know who he was, but
Do you know that's Hollow
her, him,
17? One of Reject's
oh,
friends?
I'm gonna be dead ass. I think he told me. I just don't remember.
Yeah, I
If
didn't
I look
realize that
back in the,
until yesterday. We were talking yesterday.
I think if I look at my messages, he'll probably tell me. But
Yeah.
Haley told me personally that she really enjoyed working with him.
Hmm.
So when after we had gotten to contact through her passing, and we were talking, and he was like, "Well, I don't even really know who you are," and I'm like, "I don't really know who you are." But then we started talking. We're like, "Oh shit, we kind of have a lot in common." So he made that song, sent it over. I did what I had to do, and
Yeah.
I don't I. But other than that, if I'm gonna be 100%, if Jaded, Crizzy, Danny, maybe not Danny, not in a bad way, but Teddy, any of you guys hit me up for a feature, I'm going to do it. As if
Yeah.
I can, I'm going to.
I mean, if Danny hit you
But
up, you would. Let's be honest. But
probably, but it would depend on what it is.
that's fair.
With I'm
I
more
just,
willing to do something more your. I just Danny,
yeah.
I would have to like really think about
With
before.
his
I wouldn't
current
jump on the gun.
direction, man, I don't
No,
even,
I
I can't even feature on his current direction. Like,
he's really
it's
doing
not
his
that I
thing.
don't like it. I don't even know how to do
Yeah,
it.
but like I said, if you ain't Jaded, Teddy, Zips, Crizzy, there's a shot I might not do it,
Yeah.
just cause. But if you're somebody I know, like have experience with, like I told Procane in a in the group chat, I'm like, yeah, I definitely do want to work with you.
Yeah.
But that's how I want to treat it. Like I don't want to just work with everybody. I want to work with people I want to work with. Because it takes a lot for me to have the
So
energy to
different.
open FL. I just I don't do this anymore. Like when I open up FL, it's for a reason. It's not to like it's weird because the reason isn't even just to be creative and make
Yeah.
something. It's somebody wants me to do this. I got to do this.
Yeah.
Like that's why I was when you even brought up Crizzy critiques, I was like, yes. Even when you brought it up when you said you were gonna do it the first time,
Yeah.
like for the first episode, I was like, somewhere down the line, I want to be involved.
Yeah.
Like, and I genuinely think once I got over the awkwardness,
It was
I,
fun.
I think it was a lot of fun, and I hope to be back in a couple months. Kick it again. But
Yeah.
for until then, you guys are gonna have this. Like, you're gonna get me, Crizzy, having deep conversations, jokes. I mean, maybe guests. Most definitely guests. We got a couple in mind, but that
Yeah.
won't probably be for a little bit because that's just a lot of back end stuff
We need
that we
to
got to figure
find
out.
our own groove before we bring in a thruple.
A throuple. God forbid we have Zips and Teddy in the same podcast.
Oh my god. No,
we might be fucking on fire.
the way that you talked about collabing is just so weird because you see the way I do it where I text the group chat and I say, I want to make a song with this person. And then 4 months later, I release a song with that person. Like every time, that's just how it goes. Is I say, I want to make a song with this person. 4 months later, I either have a song with them or I said, we tried and it didn't work. But I am always trying to work with new people. Like that Saturn's Construct person that you heard, we have an unreleased together. Could you hear me on a song with them? Probably not. But we have a song together on.
Unfortunately, I need the link to that song.
It's a
That
Christmas song we made. That's a meme song
no,
in
not
his
that one.
style. What?
The one he showed on stream yesterday. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know how to get
Planetary
a hold of
Dichotomy.
him.
It's
If
released
you
on
can get a
SoundCloud.
hold-
It's released on SoundCloud.
The remix.
Not the remix, no, but the original is.
I want I'm gonna listen. Hey, that song was fucking insane. I've been listening to that Durahan song. I like that song. That song.
That
Was
song is
fire.
good. That song is good.
And I'm not a big Durahan fan. Just like I like him personally as a
Yeah.
he's a troubled little kid, but he's not terrible. He's not the worst we've ever dealt with.
No, he's not. No, he is not.
His music ain't for me, and like that group of people that he usually falls into, like just not for me.
That's
But
fair.
that
I
song
like
that
him,
he
but I
had
don't like
out
his
with
friends.
Oh yeah, it's the same. I feel the same way with a lot of people right now. It's just like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's so different than what it was 2 years ago.
I agree.
2 years ago, it was literally just us every day. Yes. I guess some like final words. May 24th. We said it already. If it's in this cut, I'm not 100% sure.
Mm-hmm.
May 24th, Muncie, Indiana. Doors open at 6. I think music starts at 8. I think. Let
Yes,
me
sir.
pull up the flyer. I want to be 100% sure because this is a sick event being hosted by our friends over at Lost Lane. Jaded, Procane, I think it's Goody or Gutty.
Yep.
I don't know who you are, I'm sorry. But you seem cool as shit too. Shout out Craig for it's either Craig or Gary, I don't know the dude's name, but you know who I'm talking
Craig.
about. But he shout out to him for putting it on. I know I'm super appreciative
Yeah.
for
me
my
too.
first time being able to perform. Doors open at 8, music's at 9. I don't know if it's a 21 plus thing or if it's gonna be, badges. I don't know.
I think it's 18 plus because I saw photos of them at the venue before and they had X's on their hand. So I think it's 18 and then
possibly.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, if you guys are at Ball State, which is right where this, pretty much where the venue's at, come out. I'm gonna be nervous as shit. If I stop performing, it's gonna be a comedy bit, and
We're gonna put a drink in your body and you'll be fine.
I think I'm probably gonna have to drink a Amaretto sour for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna slip you a cause pill. Anyways,
Oh God,
a Cosby pill. For the people who didn't get the joke, I'm going to slip him a Bill Cosby pill. Thank you all for watching, everybody.
Yeah, but anyway,
Yeah.
I mean, this has been the first episode of the Garage Pod.
Yep.
Like, subscribe, comment.
We'll be
follow
back
us on
next
all the
week.
audio. Yeah, we'll be back if you'll have us. If not, we'll still
You
be
will
here.
have a, yeah, I was about to say, you will have us.
We will be. I will get you. Is that what he said, or was it let me get you?
I will get you.